Yeah,
forgotten
that's
to
We
do
true.
could
that.
take the bottom off too, right? The
Yeah,
bottom panel.
Probably
right,
so.
right,
I do that on my piano.
Yeah, yeah.
Because against the
Mine don't
wall.
too,
Yeah.
That's so I just take the bottom
Yeah.
plate off.
Yeah. That's one of the things there too, that I find that my ride cymbal is really close to the bass. You know, and it's like, it seems like that can cover up some of the bass sound, you know.
I
It tends
see.
to get a little loud there, you know. So, I don't know.
Do you like your hi-hat to be next to the bass?
Not necessarily. Normally, well, actually, it would be. Normally, the best position would be the bass next to the piano and the drums next to the bass, which means the hi-hat would be
So
next
like
to
the
the
mirror
bass.
of, it's the mirror of how this one place is set
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, most concert halls do it this way because of the,
The
So,
lid.
you know,
There's
yeah,
always
Yeah.
button
yeah,
or
comes
a
the
line of
sound's
sight.
coming out this
Yeah.
way, right, yeah. Yeah.
we used to, I was in a band, we'd have the piano would be over here, you know, so just, you know, and I would be sitting this way, so the lid would be open up this way.
Yeah. Into the
And
back.
then the bass
Yeah.
and drums like
Yeah.
that, which was good because I was closer to the band, because, you know, with a 9 foot, you're always so far away from everybody.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
dude,
true.
oh, man, poor Keith had to play a 9-footer.
I didn't mean to sound like a,
Oh.
yeah, check your
Convention.
privilege, Keith.
Your convention about having to play the 9-footer.
God,
Oh,
talk
shit.
about first world problems.
Yeah.
Mm.
Get some water, I think,
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, but we gotta, how much
Yeah.
time we got like 3, 4
too.
minutes.
3 or 4 minutes.
Okay.
Because, you know, and I remember mixing
Yeah.
work.
Well, we feel shabby now, man. It's
Oh, yeah?
unbelievable. Yeah, she's got some kind of illness, she's not quite,
Not quite up to speed?
yeah, he seems funny to have something, he alludes to it, he doesn't say what it is.
Yeah, I was hoping to jump in on Scrabble. I don't know the
What?
applications that well.
And he's got this mini, he's got this six pack, this guy who's like a Phil Chapin training.
Oh, yeah.
Guy who's,
Oh, my God. Is he gonna be as unbearable? I've been in a few arguments with him.
Yeah, well, you know, imagine that's not hard to do.
It's like, yeah, but you still live there and you never went to Kansas City. Right, the stream is live at the moment.
Okay. Huh.
All right. So you getting busy playing?
I got gigs 3 days a week, and then this on Sundays. I'm almost breaking even. So I'll just keep playing until the money runs out.
Yeah.
The restaurant gig is fun. It's a duo with a tenor player.
Yeah, that's.
So I get to try a lot of shit.
Yeah, man.
And
No, that's.
And it's Gavin on tenor, so there's not a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And you know, and we make a bill.
Yeah.
You
tips and add on tips to that, so.
It's 75 plus tips.
Oh, that's what it
But we
is.
usually get pretty good tips
Yeah.
because it's a date place.
Yeah, okay.
And I taught Gavin how to work it.
Ah,
I said, you just go up to him and you always approach the girl. And with a business card and ask if she has any requests and just stand there and keep talking to her till the guy gives you $20 to go away. Don't wanna get late, get the fuck out of here. Here's some money. Works great, every time, works every time. And he'll just stand, and Gavin's great at it, he'll just stand there
Well,
and
yeah,
gab,
is it good?
gab forever until they get you some money.
Okay, so.
He's a good little learner.
okay.
We're gonna make him one day.
Yeah. So he seems to have the gift of gab.
Oh, yeah,
I imagine that comes out.
Irish.
Okay, guys, you guys ready to play?
No.
When are we gonna start with?
I mean, not too fast.
Hey, come on, man, don't make me.
Not for the first one. Come on, let me warm up. I haven't played all day. Oh, maybe I should tune up again though. Didn't wander too far.
So that Bert Becker gig is only 2 hours now, 7:30 to 9?
Yeah, but I'll be playing pretty quiet.
yeah, it's only 2 hours, and when the deluxe, when he had the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday deluxe
Right.
bands, it went till 10.
Ah,
Mainly because he wanted, guys to come and sit in from 9:30 to 10.
I see.
Ladies and gentlemen.
How long's he been going now? Long time.
Long time? Yeah, long time.
Okay. Welcome to our Live at 5, episode 76. Since COVID started last year, for us, anyway, the lockdown started March 15. Today it is Charlie Parker's birthday. That's quite a significant day. He is really the genius of modern jazz. I know there's been some people after him, but without him, there would be not them, as Dizzy used to say. So we're going to play some of his wonderful compositions today, and some guests will be sitting in because his canon for this music is pretty much what you have to deal with if you're going to play modern jazz. Even if you choose not to, at some point you will be exposed if you don't know it. So, yeah, he's all-encompassing. I'll talk a lot about him later, but let me start and we'll get straight into the music. So this is Modesto Brezania on the trumpet. He's our regular trumpet player. On the double bass, our regular bass player and partner in crime, Jeff Saxton. On the piano, we're very lucky to have him. He's one of our regular members too, and I can't think of a better pianist because of his love of this music for this gig today than the great Keith Saunders. And this is actually a perfect rhythm section for a Charlie Parker style jam session. So we're going to swing it on out. We're just calling tunes and taking names, and we'll see you at the end.
Oh, the invisible drummer.
I didn't. Oh, sorry, man. I I went this way around the room.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
yeah, drive
so-
cars in the back.
Excuses,
I,
excuses.
yeah, I call him the Australian Flash. Yeah, and we're very lucky to have him in the Bay Area too. That's why I was saying I got sidetracked to see the perfect rhythm section. Perfect rhythm.
Shit, sorry.
Good.
Keep
Good
talking.
man. All right, the perfect rhythm section. The perfect rhythm section is featuring Tony Johnson on the drums. How about Tony Johnson? What'd you do wrong, man?
I kicked something and it
We
stopped
need to
working.
work because we don't have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Power's on. Where's the mic input?
It's on the back there.
3-pin plug sticking, not doing anything.
Okay, that's it. It's good. Thank you.
It's not plugged in. That's just a word from
Now's the time. Chorus in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now chorus. time. So we're going to play. That was, I think he composed that in like 1945. It ended up being called a hit for another singer called the Hucklebuck, but it was one of his most used tunes. He used to use it at times for a theme. Anyway, we're going to go to one of his classic recordings from 1946. This is a composition he wrote over a standard, an old standard called Yard Bird Suite. Sorry, no, the tune he wrote it over. I'm schism today. All right, the tune he wrote it over is called Rosetta, which is a tune written by Earl Father Hines, who Tony used to play with. So he's quite familiar with that. We're going to invite Jonathan Bautista up to play some tenor saxophone with us, and we'll see you at the end. Yardbird Suite. Any of those people who are really checking out Charlie Parker and the great musician he was, check out the stuff in 46 and 47, because he was on a mission then to change the music world, and he did quite a job. Keep it up.
Yeah, oh, that's what's slow down then.
You want to go straight in? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Thank
Yardbird Suite. Or it was actually called What Price Love. You know, he wrote that tune in a jail cell. I'm serious. He wrote the words to it. Sarah Vaughan used to sing it. This is before it became Yardbird Suite. In 1943, he was thrown in jail outside Kansas City, and he wrote that tune. And it was called What Price Love. It's got beautiful lyrics and very poignant lyrics. We all should learn the lyrics to that tune because it's a statement in time then, but not much has changed. So that's a little note from Bird, a word from Bird, so to speak. That was Yardbird Suite. Next tune we're going to do the Latin side of Charlie Parker. This is called My Little Suede Shoes, and we're going to invite Gavin Halloran up, and we'll all play the melody, but we'll feature these two tenor players going at it for the solo. So, black microphone.
Gotcha.
Okay. Why don't you set it up? 1, 2, 1, 2.
Thank
All right, my little suede shoes. So I guess now we will play. Let me play one short version of Parker's Mood, which is another blues tune. So Charlie Parker changed the fabric of the music, because before that, it wasn't, for a start, jazz wasn't really primarily a small group music, although it started in Kansas in the 30s, which is where he was from. It really was big band music, and when the small group music came along, it was just a reflection of the kind of big band sound. But of course, he was well versed in that. He had all that training. So like he and Dizzy and those guys were the perfect people to move it into a new situation in music, and that's literally what happened. So in 1943 and 44, people like Coleman Hawkins combined with his recording clout, combined with people like Dizzy Gillespie and Thelonious Monk, and all of a sudden we have this new music. But Charlie Parker was at the forefront of it. Like, he changed everybody, because once he came along with his conception, everybody had to get real. It wasn't the same thing that happened before. Really, it's new music on the planet for the first time in a lot of years. So that's what he did, and he said prophetically in like 1953, he said, well, in an interview, he said, well, maybe in 15 or 20 years, somebody will come along with a kind of a different concept on the music. But guess what? It's since 1945, what, it's like 80 years now, is that right? We're still dealing with the same things. So the things that Coltrane did and all of these were beautiful conceptions that came in after that fact. But like before, there was nothing else. So I always tell my students, it's like, and if you go back to 1945 or 1946, you check out what those guys were doing back then, and then you see 1955 or 56, and those guys are still trying to work out what they were doing in 1945 and 46, and then you go to 1965 and 66, and guess what? They're still trying to work out what's going on there. And they didn't give up, but the beauty was, I always tell, again, for all those students out there, so everybody likes to think, well, I'm going to play jazz, so I'll go back to Bird, and that's some history. If you know Bird, he gives you the freedom to go no further. At that point, you can discover yourself and change the music. You end with Bird, not begin with Bird. That's what the lesson is from him. Because if you can play like him and do what he does, you can do pretty much anything you damn well want, like he did. So anyway, this next tune is an indication of that. It's called Parker's Mood. It's a slow blues. I'll try and play his notes the way I remember them when I learned this at 14 years old. And I played it for my senior recital for my major exam in Australia. When nobody was allowed to play jazz music, I took a quartet in and I played it. And I wrote it out for them because it looked really sophisticated when it was written out in the way they wanted to see it. So, of course, that's not how we play the music, but just a little aside, because it was so advanced that I don't think anyone, if they read what I wrote down, which is what he exactly played, was able to go and do much with that, no matter how much classical training they had. So in the end, I got a passing grade for that, and that's all before the Omni book and all that kind of stuff that was over here. We didn't have that there, so that was my lesson to a school music board that was kind of stuck up in Australia. Bird lives, Bird is the word. So this is Parker's Mood, as I remember it. B flat, yeah. We don't need to play the. Do you want to play the introduction?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Lay out for the introduction, then we'll come in one. That's exactly the way the record ends. John Lewis plays piano on that, and I got some lessons off him when I was very young. And I used to talk to him about recording after recording. Of course, it was always fixating on him, Charlie Parker. I mean, John Lewis was brilliant too, but like, he was kind of a deer in the headlights in those days, as he admitted over and over again, in a new music that was coming up. So it was a new modern conception, and everybody had to get with it real quick. Okay, we're going to play one more because we have a second live stream going on tonight, and we'll be back at about 7 with some other fantastic, wonderful musicians. So stay tuned for that. But how about a round of applause for this great rhythm section? That's Tony Johnston, Jeff Saxton, and Keith Saunders. Let me see. Okay, I think we're going to end with... well, Dizzy Gillespie said this was Charlie Parker's best composition, and I can't really argue with Dizzy Gillespie, so we're going to play it. It's called Confirmation. And everybody's going to come up and play. I'll start it and see what happens. This is typical jam session. you so much. That's the end of our performance. How about that from Modesto Brezena? That's Gavin Halloran, Jonathan Batista, Tony Johnson, Jeff Saxton, and the wonderful Keith Saunders. Happy birthday, Charlie Parker. We love you. We miss you. You are everything that modern jazz has become because you're responsible. Charles Mingus said if somebody was to invoke plagiarism laws on music, on Charlie Parker's music, then everybody, there'd be, no, what do you say? If he was a gunslinger, there'd be dead MFs all over the planet. Because I mean, if you take Bird out of anyone, there's not much there. Anyway, that's what we're dealing with today. We'll be back next week for some more, but there's also another live show later with Destiny Muhammad for Train Tracks. It'll be going through the Train Tracks site. Thank you very much, and we love you. Talk to you next week.
Don't worry, I'll dock them.
Yeah. That's funny.